Episode 907, Food Bullies.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Staring at a stop sign, watching people drive by.
Happy day. It is Wellness Wednesday, and I'm so excited that you are here. Can you believe it? You made it through the extended holiday weekend. Maybe you've overeaten. Maybe you have a food baby. That's what my daughter calls it. Regardless, I'm so thrilled that you're here. Welcome, welcome. We're talking about Food Bullies. It's going to be awesome. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com, where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple Strategy Everyday Solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, back to the food babies. Yes, well, my daughter likes to call it that. When she eats a lot, she's very thin. That's just how God created her. And she eats it, and she's like, "Ooh, Mom made another food baby." And then my youngest one is kind of the same build, and he's like, "Now I've got a food baby." So it's just a running joke in our family, and we laugh about it. But coming off of a holiday weekend, Canada, you had Canada Day, and we have celebrated here in the U.S. with our Independence Day, 4th of July. Food was probably at our fingertips all the time. And maybe we even got ourselves caught in discussions about food. There are different types of bullies in the world, some on the playground, in the classroom, and even in the kitchen. Food bullies can be complicating your healthy living. Who would have thought we would have to worry about food bullies? And I'm not talking about making those food babies, but some people would say, "Oh my gosh, you're eating so much that your tummy just expands. You need to slow down a minute." People want to correct you on how to eat. Maybe your parents did growing up. There's a time and place for that, right? They are there to educate us as we're growing up. But when it continues on into adulthood, maybe you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s now, and they're still doing it. You're like, whoa, slow down on the reins there, Mom and Dad. I think I know what I want to eat today. Now, most food bullies would disagree that they are bullying you. But to you, you know otherwise. You know better. So how do you define a food bully? It's actually kind of hard to say it when you're saying it fast, so I will probably tongue-tie myself somewhere in this episode. But I thought, what a great time to talk about food bullies than right after a holiday. Because I know what, already you're thinking, I've just blown my diet, my healthy living. Man, I had all those great things that I so enjoy, everything slathered with butter and sauces galore. And I had bread and upon bread with meats in it. And I just couldn't help myself, but the chips were just calling me. And then I had that homemade ice cream, and I just couldn't stop myself. We like to enjoy our food, but we don't want to make food the focus. And healthy living actually can be that. We can actually be kind of crazy about what we do, where we over-exaggerate, like, oh, I can't have that. My children know. In fact, my daughter and I went out to grab something to eat. We were moving her into her apartment. This was part of like the first of 5 or 6 moves now this summer. It has begun. The adventure. Actually, technically, I guess it's the second because we already moved her out of the first one. Now we're moving her into this one. And she said, "Mom, I want to treat you. You haven't had anything to eat. We've worked hard for 4 hours." We did. We went up 4 flights of stairs to our old apartment, came down 4 flights, and we went up 4 flights to our new apartment, came down. Okay, feel my pain? I was so there. But then she said, "Oh, but Mom, I don't want to make you eat anything that you don't want to." Little did I know that this would play into this episode, Food Bullies. Ultimately, food bullies do really care about you, but how do you define them? Well, they are the ones who question what you're eating. And why are you doing it? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you only eat salads with meat on them? Why are you no longer eating bread? Why have you changed your whole system? What is it with you? Why are you doing this? They also push their way of living on you. They think that you need a dessert after every meal. Why? Because then they feel okay about having a dessert after every meal. You know me, I love my root beer floats. And for a long time, it was like, "Oh, come on, sweetheart. Don't you want a dessert?" Why? Because it gave me permission to have my root beer float without guilt. Now, how ridiculous is that? I was the food bully. I was trying to bully my husband. Now, this was way before. But this is when I was weighing way over 200 pounds. 215, 220. I mean, I was way up there on that scale. And I was food bullying him. Slap on me. That's not right, but that's what I was doing. I was pushing what I wanted to give myself permission so I would not carry the guilt. Food bullies could be a really good thing if you're the bully who's eating healthy. So if you're the one who's saying, oh, sweetheart, you're being a good role model and you're eating those salads well. And you're saying, hey, would you like to try this salad? And that's as far as it goes. If they say no, you back off. So that can be actually very positive. However, we know we can't make someone become healthy. The first step for them is deciding for themselves that that's what they want. You don't trick someone into being healthy. You can be their role model, but you cannot make those decisions for them. So ultimately, that means what? Food bullies get a bad rap. I got a bad rap. I really did. It was not very nice of me to bully my husband. I will have to apologize to him after recording this episode because I'm like, oh my gosh, I was that food bully. And sometimes I still am that because I'm like, oh, kids, try this, please. You'll love it. I'm like, really? Come on, take a step back. Think about what you're asking them. So that means that the food bullies are uncomfortable with what you're doing, ultimately. Healthy or not, it doesn't matter. People are uncomfortable with what you're doing because they're not doing it too. So you're a game changer. You like to switch things up a little bit. You want to be out of the norm, but no one else wants you out of that norm. And it's not because of what you're doing, it's what they see within themselves. That reflection. It's a reminder. It's that ding that they get. You know that phone that goes off all the time and we're like, we jump to attention? I can be in a grocery store. My phone can be totally silenced, but I hear somebody else who's shopping and it dings maybe 3 aisles over and I get myself to attention. Same type of a thing. What we're looking at here is that we don't want to be the uncomfortable one. So if we don't like the situation that we're in, if somebody's eating different than we are, we're going to coax them to say, oh, but come on, you haven't had this in so long. You will love this. Food bullying. Food bullies can feel abandoned when you are making healthy choices. Think about that. I think back, yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. Because, gosh, my husband said no, he didn't want dessert. He was never a big sweet eater. He'll eat a few sweets now and then, but he still doesn't have that sweet tooth like I do. Like I could eat sweets as the main course 24/7 and I would love it. I just sit there and look at God and throw my hands up to him and say, Lord, really? Why did you make it like this? Because for me, healthy living is more than a challenge. It truly is because of everything that I love so much. I love the flavors of food. So when you're saying no to a bully, you're telling them that I don't want anything to do with whatever you're saying, and they feel what? Abandoned. They feel left out. They can also feel jealous. Whoa, jealous? Yeah, jealous that they don't look as good as you do. You've gone through transformation. They have not. And they're like, oh, I want to get her off her wagon. I want to make her fall because I'm tired of feeling guilty because she's doing it and I'm so not. Where are you in that? Are you a food bully right now? And is that a good food bully or is it a bad food bully? Try to say that food bully word like 100 times fast. It's a tongue twister, but it does make you think. Also, food bullies don't understand your reasoning why you're doing it. They don't get it. They flat out don't get it. Why? Because they're not there themselves. If they got it, guess what? They would be joining in the parade with you. They'd be eating like you eat. They'd be on this healthy living kick too. And you're like, but it's not a kick. It's just a lifestyle. It's a way of life. I get that it's a way of life. But to others who haven't gone through that, who haven't had that shakeup in their life, whether it's a wake-up call from a doctor because of test results, whether it's a wake-up call because your husband or your spouse has told you I've fallen out of love, whatever it is, that wake-up call, they haven't gotten it yet. So they don't care. It's not that they don't care. They just don't know any better because they don't have to know any better. So they don't understand your reasoning why you're doing it. They don't have a problem. So what's your problem? Some even want to continue to control what you eat. Whoa, that word control makes us all feel uncomfortable. But we like it too. And control is big. We as human beings, we like to be the alpha of all alpha. And we like to exert our control. And moms and dads are good at this. I am so good at this control. Man, I can flip that control switch on in a heartbeat. That's not good always. And most of the time, this control is within the family or people that are very, 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 very close-knit within your family. Like a BFF who's been with you like since kindergarten type of a friend. Your mom, your dad, maybe you're a sibling or so. And they want to control what you eat. Oh, come on, man, you ate like this when you were little. You'll still love it. No, really, I don't. I don't like it anymore. It's not good for my body. No matter what you say, it's want to them. Because all they want you to do is jump in the hay with them. And I'm not talking about that kind of jumping in the hay. I'm saying that they want you to eat what they're eating. Got it? Okay. Food bullies may question your commitment to tradition also. We're just coming off of a holiday. Canada was Canada Day. Here, 4th of July, Independence Day, fireworks, celebrations, coming together, cooking out. Come on, we eat all this food. We get these great greasy hamburgers and these barbecue ribs that have been cooking for hours upon hours upon hours, and it just the meat falls off the bone, and it's like so tasty and yummy. And we slather it in this sugary, sweet barbecue sauce that is so delicious and yummy. Are you hungry yet? I am so hungry. And so then they're like, why won't you eat this? Come on, it's tradition. This is what we do in our family. Everybody likes it. And come on, you can't turn down Mama's homemade apple pie and homemade ice cream. And the guilt begins. So then the commitment's challenged. Gosh, you're not committed to this. What's your problem? You're wrong. You see, it's always about you, but it's really about them. Ultimately, the food bullies want to feel better about their bad choices. Remember, bad is relative, though. What you see as bad may not be bad to someone else. What I see as bad may not be bad to you. So bad is relative. But the food bullies see it as only, it's my, this is the only option. Take it or leave it. That's all they can see because they haven't gone through the process that you have. Healthy living is awesome. But it has a challenge when you have people who are challenging you, the food bullies. And it's not fun. You thought you had it difficult when you were on the playground or in the classroom. Maybe your children have experienced bullying. Very rarely do you hear anyone talk about food bullies. But I got to tell you that even with all of these reasons that we've talked about, the commitment, the control, not understanding and comprehending your goals, the abandonment, the jealousy. Even with all of this, your food bullies really do care about you. They love you. Because otherwise they wouldn't talk to you. They would just walk away. They'd be like, you mean nothing to me. You're not doing what I want to do, so that's all right. You don't want to be a groupie? Then you don't have to be a groupie because I don't care. But they really do care. So what do you do about the food bullies? Here is the KISS, the Keep It Simple strategy. Care about them. Care about the food bullies. You're like, what? I'm supposed to care about them? They're the ones who's screwing up my healthy living. Yeah, but their perception is not that. Remember, it's a perception. Theirs versus yours. So you're the bigger person. I know it's not fair, but life isn't fair. You're here to be your best self. You're here to create your now. You're here to be and the person that God is creating you to be that's bigger and better than you can even dream or imagine. So guess what? He's calling you to care about the food bullies. Yes, he is. And how does this look? Here you go. We're going to break it down. It's C-A-R-E, care. Number 1, commit. First, you have to commit to your goals. Your goals. Know what you want. Yes, it's not about them. It's about you. Whoa, now that's not just what you said. No, I said their perception is all about them. And it's true. But you, it's all about you. So you got to commit to your goals. That's number one. Why? What happens? You fall into their trap. You let them control it. You let their jealousy take over, and you're like, okay, I give in, you win. I'm going to go back. And so there goes a healthy living. There goes all your hard work of 28 days and a half. You've been there, haven't you? It's not fun. And then all of a sudden the guilt comes in and you're like, gosh, darn it. I totally threw away 2 weeks of my life just because my cousin-in-law was making me feel guilty. Now I've thrown it all away and I got to start all over again. So when you care about them, it starts with the first one, which is you have to commit to you, commit to your goals. Because ultimately that's what you're there for. And this is truly how you care about the food bullies. Number 2, you got to acknowledge their concerns. Did I say give into? I did not. Just acknowledge. You're listening to them. You hear them out. You let them babble, if you want to call them. Say, okay, yeah, but really. And just ask questions. Let them tie themselves up in a knot with their own answers to their own questions. Why are you doing this? Say, I don't know. Why do you think I'm doing this? Curly Sue, come on, give me an answer. Curly Sue may not have an answer, but I'm sure she'll come up with one. If she's jealous, if she feels lonely and abandoned, if she wants that control, someone's going to come up with an answer. I guarantee it. They're not going to stand there and say, oh, well, never mind. You won. You can continue on with your healthy living and stuff like that. They're not going to say that because they want to be what? Right. So just acknowledge their concerns. Hear them out. That's all you're doing. That doesn't mean you're conforming to them. Did I say that? No, I did not. Because ultimately, number 1, you committed to who? You. Y-O-U. Number 2, then acknowledge their concerns. And that takes me to number 3, reach out. Reach out in love. See beyond their complaining. What? I have to see beyond what they're doing. Oh, yeah, remember you're the bigger person. Not by size, but by heart. You're the bigger person, not by size, but by heart. Reach out in love. Because maybe you just might be the one who leads them on the path to healthy living. And that's where you want to be. That's amazing. That's truly caring about them. But when you sit there and you want to just strike up and this whole idea of, well, I'm just going to go to war and I'm going to prove them wrong, that's not going to get you anywhere. It's a war that's not going to be won between you all. The battle is going to continue to be fought and no one wins. But when you reach out in love, you see beyond their complaining, you see beyond their control, you see beyond their jealousy. Whoa, you are beginning to open up a door. Yes. Otherwise, you're slamming the door in their face. And that will get you nowhere, not for you and not for them. So commit to you. Acknowledge their concerns. Reach out in love. And finally, number 4, embrace the difference. Love them where they're at. Simply love them where they're at and love yourself. You're on a journey that's separate from their life, and that is so hard to see because our relationships are intertwined, and I get that. But that doesn't mean that you have to allow their opinions and their thoughts influence your goals and your actions. You can still be a part of their life, but that doesn't mean that what they say and do is going to help you make that decision. You're a big girl now. I'm a big girl now. I feel like I'm sitting here having this Toys R Us commercial line here. And no, I'm not at all promoting Toys R Us. They are not supporting this program. However, Toys R Us, if you're listening, you would like to become a sponsor, you know where to contact me. But seriously, we have got to understand, we got to put our big girl panties on, and we've got to say, you know what? That's right. We can embrace the difference. We're not all supposed to be like each other. We have a lot of commonalities, but we are also all unique. We are walking a different journey. What journey are you on? think about that journey. If you're healthy living, you're saying, I'm about wellness and I really need to make a difference in my life and the direction I'm headed, then you know what? You stay on that path and you keep going because you matter. But you don't have to sit there and fight the unnecessary battles right now. Be a role model instead. What does that really mean? That means you're the bigger person. That means you're not putting them down. You're not condemning them for their choices. Let them condemn themselves. Let them feel guilty of themselves. Remember me and my root beer floats? Yeah, remember me? I was a food bully. I was the one that said, hubby, come on, baby doll, don't you want something sweet to eat with me? So I didn't feel guilty. It gave me permission not to feel guilty so I can continue to put on pound after pound after pound after pound. But that's not his burden to carry. It's mine. And that's a hard thing to learn. You're on a different journey. Stay on your path that God is telling you that's where you're to go. But that doesn't mean you have to be mean about it. Let the food bullies be the food bullies. Care about them. Commit, acknowledge, reach out, and embrace. If you want help with this, guess what? You know what to do. Click on the link, Take Aim, in the show notes. Take Aim means action ignites motivation. That means you're saying, I am here now. I am ready. Man, this is in July. I can make a difference in my life. 30 days from now, what will my life look like? Well, let's start now. Click on that link. That's a complimentary coaching call with me. Have you gone to my website to see what I charge for one coaching call? And I'm giving this to you for free. Yeah, it's a gift. Believe it or not, it's a gift. There's no tricks here. I truly care about you. So every one of you, your friends can have a coaching call. Click on the link, Take Aim. And I would love to come beside you. Let's figure out a strategy, what you need to do. Let's look at these food bullies that are taking over your thoughts because you know what? That's mindset, right? Oh my gosh. Don't let them control the battle. You're on a different battle. You're on a different journey. It's time to get up. You're on the healthy living walk. This is the marathon of life. You are training for life here. You're building endurance. You're ready to put on those big girl panties, aren't you? I know, it sounds crazy, but we all got to do it every single day because you know what? Every single day can be a Monday morning. I just don't want to do this. And we can have those food bullies or any other bully come up in our life and we can make the choice and decide ourselves what we're going to do. Are we going to go backwards or are we going to continue forward? What's the option? What's your answer? You matter. It's time you make some of those tough decisions. Care for those food bullies, but move on in the direction that God has you going. Why? Because you need to be present in your life. You need to be incredible because you certainly are. And you got to be you. It's not about being anybody else because you matter. I hope you have an absolutely incredible week. Go out and let this week explode with greatness. Open up your heart and fill it with joy. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, love, and lots of hugs. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life, and love your journey? Visit CreateYourNow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.